Hi everyone, Happy New Year and welcome back to the channel for the FPL Gameweek 20 preview. We've reached the midway point of the season and the big talking point isn't just the reset of all our chips, it's the massive transfer surge for Gabriel following his explosive return from injury. My name's James and with me as usual is Patrick.
Hi everyone, the Gabriel hype is real, but the most searched player this week is actually James Tarkowski. Everton have become the league's most reliable defence recently, and with his recent performances, his ownership is already on a rise.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll talk about both those players later on, but let's start things off with the teams to target. Newcastle are at the top, they play Crystal Palace at home before Leeds and Wolves in their next 3 matches. Tottenham are next, we haven't looked at their players for a while, but with Sunderland, West Ham and Burnley in their next 4, some of their players come back into the discussion.
And again, this week we have to talk about Everton and West Ham. Everton play Brentford and Wolves next, after back-to-back clean sheets, and West Ham have Wolves next too, so players like Bowen and even Paqueta, if he's fit, could do really well.
Now, moving on to the players to target, and in goal, Jordan Pickford is top again this week. Off the back of a 10-pointer last time out, and with decent fixtures on the horizon, he's the best option available. Pope's back on the menu again after making his return from Newcastle last time out, and could be a really good route into that defence.
In defence, James Tarkowski is at the top. His defensive contributions have been incredible lately, and even after his latest price rise to 5.6 mil, he's still a great option. But for real differential, look at Lewis Hall and Newcastle. He's under 5% owned, but is playing really advanced and even hit DEFCON against Burnley in his last game.
The third choice is Van der Ven. It's been a while since we looked at him, but with the Spurs fixture swing and knowing what the Dutch defender is capable of, it could well be worth the gamble. Midfield's a bit tougher this week. Paqueta seems like the top option, but he did have a problem with his back, so there's a slight injury doubt and we'll need to wait to hear from the manager before hitting the button on that move. He's on penalties, hit a 13-pointer last game, and with the fixtures ahead he should be solid as long as he's fit to play.
Bruno is next. He's the engine of that Newcastle team. He's a very safe, set and forget player who can take over in any fixture, but could do really well over the next few games. The third choice midfielder is James Garner of Everton. He's on some set pieces and his minutes are nailed. He's one of the top scoring midfielders this season and should continue to pick up returns over Everton's great fixture run.
Okay, before we move on to the strikers, I want to add one more ultra differential player who's 0.0% selected at the moment. The stats don't necessarily back this up, but I think Everton's Tyler Dibling could introduce himself and become an option over this fixture run. His confidence is building and it seems his place in the team is nailed while in Dyer's at AFCON. He's a great finisher and definitely one to keep an eye on. For the strikers though, it's all about Jarrod Bowen. He scored again last time out and could be the perfect second striker to Haaland given his price, consistency and the fixtures ahead. Richarlison is probably the only other viable option from the teams to target. His minutes haven't been great lately, but his output has been really good when he has been on the pitch.
Captaincy this week is a bit of a split. Haaland remains the top option. It's not the easiest game against Chelsea, but playing at home it would be a surprise to see the big man kept quiet again. Cunha is another option, but not for me personally after seeing him play Wolves last time out. But the projections do put him high on the list again this week.
Bowen's the next option. He plays against the worst defence in the league and has been in pretty decent form lately. If Paqueta does miss out, then Bowen should be on penalties as well. Saka's the last choice. He plays a Bournemouth defence who's conceded 11 goals in their last 4 games. He might not be the most popular option this week, but he could do really well. Time for a quick recap of our teams from Game Week 19 before we move on to our team reveals, and I'll go first. I took a very late -4 to bring in Bruno for the injured Rice just seconds before the deadline. My first transfer was Petrovic to Pickford, so that worked out well too, with both of my new signings hitting double-digit returns. I picked up a few other returns from Van Dijk with a clean sheet, Saka and Minter with assists, and a goal from Jarrod Bowen to finish on another green arrow and climb into the top 200k. How did your team do?
Up until the 8 PM kickoffs yesterday, I was staring at a big red arrow, and it wasn't looking really good. But the 2 0-0 draws actually worked out for me. Donnarumma and Van der Ven both picked up clean sheet points, Shirky hit DEFCON, and even though Haaland blanked, I managed to recover and pick up a small green arrow.
Into the team reveals now, and here's how I'm lining up for Game Week 20. Starting from the back, and I'm hoping Keane is back from injury, so I've got the double up on Everton defence again with Pickford between the sticks. I'm playing the 3 Vans this week with Van Dijk, Van Heck and Vandenberg. In midfield, I'm starting Foden, Saka and Bruno. I've not decided on my Minter replacement yet. It will either be Paqueta, Garner or a huge punt on Tyler Dibling. Up front it's Haaland with the armband and Bowen alongside with the vice-captaincy. How's your team lining up?
I'm starting Donnarumma in goal, and I've got the back three of Guehi, Anderson and Van de Ven. In midfield I'm going with Shirky and Palmer, who play against each other, Wilson and Szoboszlai, who also play each other, and Cunha with a good fixture away to Leeds. I'm playing two up front with DCL and Captain Haaland. I'm not full of confidence, but I'm hoping to do more than scrape a green arrow.
Before we end the video, let's talk about Gabriel quickly after his impressive 15-pointer last time out in his first game back from injury. He's already risen to 6.4 and will continue to rise. We think he'll probably start against Bournemouth based on what we've seen and heard, and once he's fully fit and his minutes are nailed, everyone should be working out how to fit him in. His ceiling is massive and he's playing the worst three teams in the league for non-penalty set-piece goals conceded, so might even be worth a hit if that's what it takes. And that's it for the Game Week 20 preview. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you found it useful, and let us know in the comments who your captain is this week.
Just a reminder, you can follow us on X at Weekend Fix for tips and advice right up to the deadline. Thanks for watching and good luck with the first game week of 2026.